Who would have thought that there will be a time when supposed intellects will come out to defend fraud and probably perjury? Tinubu no get certificates. Una they go interview, go defend them. To talk these days for internet, they sonor me because really I don't know where to pull leg. Foul sheets. Una words near past foul sheets. You are going on the television to tell us why Tinubu no get certificate and why it's not a big deal that the president of the biggest black nation has no certificates to show his people. And tomorrow you will open your dirty mouth and talk about how the youth don't want to go to school and all do uprising. Wow! You all are a bunch of disgrace. You are a disappointment to your country. You are nothing but a disaster. You are something that condom should have prevented. All of you that have been going on interview, every single one of you, all but the commot inside. If you have ever talked about this Tinubu certificate scandal, and you've talked about it in a way to defend Tinubu, you are not just a disgrace, you are an absolute fool. You see, I not use Reddit time. I not plan to do this video. I just watched an interview. I shake my head. Intellectuals, we sit down and look at the president's certificate. The certificate have been documents and see that there's no results. An intellectual will defend it. Are you aware that returning officer people when they announce results are professors? Professors will come and announce that someone that has no certificate is now the president. You people are a bunch. You people should they need to flog una come out for this country. You know, say the always talk am. Say now fights go save Nigeria last time. They need to then we need to chase una. Then we need to guy. It's so fucking. I just watched one Mumu Saka interview. You are trying to defend why the president has no certificate. I don't know whether na recently waiting with this I don't want call am Mumu de Yamo when they talk say Tinubu not go school. He went to school at home. Great men don't go. Pwah! You people what is worse than disaster? You people Jesus. I said they need to beat una come up for this country. They need to I don't want the entire self. Man just stay there. Nigerians 2027. Not be this one wicked the Momo in River State is Tinubu that we count the results. 2027, do these people vroom. See, if not the trajectory where this country they go, the way we are on a free fall. The next one I go hear now, country does scatter. These people, they go and ruin us. You see this Tinubu so? If the real Lodo uprising, yes, I said it. We should come and talk how Tinubu does not have results. And you see some APC riffraff, they are even talking about Onaikon. When that man graduated in 1962, he was the best graduating in the 19 non-tan states. Go and read the battle Icon. Now some militaries they come. You have the guts of all of you when they put it down, go kill now.
If you don't declare every APC supporters today as your enemy, then you are not a patriotic Nigerian. Going by the way things are today, things are so bad. The government is making life out of us. They have not only destroyed the future of this generation, they have also destroyed the future of generations to come. So if you are a patriotic Nigerian that wishes this country well, you must declare every APC supporters as your enemy and the enemy of the country called Nigeria. Going by the academic credentials as declared today by INEC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu credentials was declared, Kashim Shettima, Peter Obi, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, and a host of other presidential candidates and their running mates. Trust me, Bola Ahmed Tinubu primary school is not there. The secondary school he went to, not existing. His NYSC certificate does not exist. Even the university he claimed to have attended, name is not there. He just said BSc. What course did you study in school? Not existing. Only Bola Ahmed Tinubu has credentials like this. Now Now, let me tell you this. It's obvious that Nigeria has a criminally organized government running the system, destroying the fabrics of this country. But do you know, if you swap Peter Obi credentials, his academic credentials, for that of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, give Bola Ahmed Tinubu's academic credentials to Peter Obi today and let him present that to INEC, Peter Obi will be disqualified from running ahead of 2027 general election. If you give Bola Ahmed Tinubu school credentials, academic credentials to Peter Obi to present, court will disqualify Peter Obi even if no one challenges his academic credentials. Trust me, they will disqualify him. But look at what Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented. He's not been disqualified. But if it was another person that presented that, they will disqualify him. That is how you know that the current government is a criminally established government. And they are the one making the laws. When criminals make laws in a country, you don't expect to get justice in such country. That is where we are now today. How did Bola Ahmed Tinubu manage to become the president without NYSC certificate? No primary school, no known primary school that he went to, no secondary school that he went to, no NECO, no WAEC. Somehow he got into university. How did it manage to happen? According to the academic credentials published here by INEC of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the university he attended to is not even mentioned. The course he studied is not there. They only said BSc. BSc in what course? Nothing, nothing. But this man is the president. Nigerians, you cannot have a criminal at the helm of affair running the system, destroying it, and yet you are in the church, in the mosque, praying for this country to work, praying for things to get better. It is not possible. You cannot have career criminals in power in different places, in different positions in Nigeria. Career criminals. These are not people that started stealing because there is so much money to steal from. These are career criminals that have past record in criminality. These are the people you now have in power. And somehow you are expecting them to do the right thing for this country to move forward, for this country to grow, for everybody to be happy. It is not going to happen unless we do the needful by stopping them. We have to stop them. Bola Ahmed Tinubu never went to school, and I'm ashamed that INEC will publish this kind of academic credentials that is not traceable. People supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be declared as enemy of Nigeria and enemy as well to all well-meaning Nigerians. Enough of this. As a patriotic Nigerian, you must see them as your enemy, because that is who they don't wish this country well, neither do they wish the citizens anything good. We must stop them.
There are two set of people ruling Nigeria currently. There are two set of people ruling Nigeria currently. The first set of people are some individuals that are supposed to be in a mental health care, being looked after by health professionals. And the second set of people are those who are supposed to be in prison. They are not even supposed to stay where normal people lives. That is the present reality in Nigeria. So the two set of people ruling Nigeria, the first set are supposed to be in a psychiatric hospital, receiving treatment for being mentally unstable. Then the second set of people are those who are supposed to be in prison. You see, the two set of people governing Nigeria right now are not supposed to be even to live with human beings, to mingle with, to stay where other human beings stay. They more or less assessing power. Yesterday, when I saw, when I told you people that Tinubu no go school, Tinubu no go school, leave all those pasmaga, all those ones say he work for a year, he work for Mobi, all those ones are lie. Look at the certificate this man has. Tinubu did not exist prior to his university. He just descended from the sky and landed at Chicago University, and boom, he was given admission. You know, the earliest thing when they started knowing about Tinubu, when they did slides that he was an accountant, he studied accountant, he worked at Mobile as accountant. But the more I saw this man, I saw that he does not even mingle in the cycle of intellectuals. That is when I begin to suspend there is something not adding up. Now, when you chartered institution of accountants in Nigeria meet, even when he was governor, they don't invite him. That is when I begin to wonder, this story fit no make sense. Oh, you don't see him in the gathering of intellectuals. You don't see him. But this man is an accountant, a chartered accountant self, according to what they told us. Look at the CV. And some idiots will wake up one morning and say they are standing on a useless mandate, on a mandate that does not have leg, a crippled mandate. People are telling you that Tinubu is the next best thing after bread and butter, that they are going to stand on a useless, God-forsaken mandate. And that is why I say with every sense of seriousness, without missing word, that is it 2027. We are going to this time grab it, snatch it, and run with it. Just look at the CV. A president ruling over 200 million people. Look at. If you are not ashamed of this, then you are shameless. If you, a supporter of Tinubu, is not ashamed of seeing this, and you are still supporting this man, then it means that you are shameless completely. You are shameless.
So, but Nigerians are funny, shall the people arguing in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu providing just only university certificate? The question to you is that if you have a multi-million dollar, multi-million pound investment or company, would you employ me if I just come and submit university degree to you without you knowing how I was able to secure that university degree? I'll give you this example for instance. Those that travel to Canada, when you want to do your West, is it possible for you to just evaluate? Like, is it possible that they don't even ask you how you got or how you came about your university degree? You think that's even possible? I can't believe that we are now at a time where our system in Nigeria has been reduced to this level, all thanks to Tinubu government. I'm not going to say Yoruba because there are Yoruba people that do not support Tinubu. But this is the lowest of the low that Nigeria has ever descended to as a country. Under Tinubu, Buhari himself is not even that bad. Buhari is not even that bad. At least Buhari, they said that he went to some military school or whatsoever. Maybe he turned out a fake primary, whatever, but there's no way he did not attend some sort of military school. Maybe what Buhari should have done was submitted his military sort of education as he got. That counts for something, you know. But Tinubu has brought Nigeria to the lowest of the low in the history of Nigeria as a country. And it is quite unfortunate that we have human beings, more specifically the ones in diaspora, that know what it took them to be able to migrate to diaspora, the kind of document that were requested of them. Like, you know the kind of document they asked for you to provide before traveling to abroad? Even as husband and wife, when we were traveling to the UK then, they asked us to provide photo evidence with timestamp that shows that we have been married for the amount of time we put on our document. that is how tough it is to travel abroad. And then you have people in diaspora that went through this level of, of what's the English term to use? Of scrutiny. You went through this level of scrutiny just to go abroad, but you are willing to settle for a Bola Ahmed Tinubu that cannot tell you where he got his secondary school certificate, his university certificate for, or how he got it. What did he have? Like, what did he study? Like, what was he good at in secondary school? Because you know what you are good at in secondary school sometimes leads to what you are advised to study in university. Like, what made Tinubu to be able to study accounting, according to him that he worked as an accountant in Deloitte or whatever? What subjects were he good at? Okay, if he was good at mathematics, can we see where it was documented on his WAEC or in his NECO, if there was NECO there, or on his JAM, if there was JAM there, that this was what he was good at, which made him to read or study accounting in his university days? It's very simple. That's why it's quite unfortunate So unfortunate.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. Honestly, it's quite so unfortunate that we are talking about this topic we are talking about today, that a sitting president does not have a secondary school result, a primary school result, however, he managed to have a BXc. This is not something we should be talking about in this moment if we're a serious country. This man shouldn't even have been close to the corridor of power at all. If Nigeria was to be a sane country, he should be in the prison for forgery and perjury, not being the president of this country. And the worst amongst all this are his supporters that comes to his defense anytime stuff like this comes up. You can see APC supporters going to TV station to defend this forgery and to defend everything about this administration, forgetting that the interest of the country comes first. How do you want people globally to take you seriously as a Nigerian when you have a sitting president with perjury all over him, when you have a sitting president who has no primary school result, who has no secondary school result, but muzzled his way into the corridor of power and is the president today? He was the governor before, he was a senator, and now he's the president. Tell me, how are they going to take us seriously internationally and globally? Nigeria is disgraced and embarrassed in all spheres. Nigeria is just an embarrassment at the moment, because there is no way you would want to fix your public image and then you tell me that this is your president, and then we are trying to speak out. All what you guys are saying now is just to come out and defend him just because you are defending your source of livelihood and your pocket. The very fact that Nigeria's integrity is not even something paramount to you, or it's not something of a priority to you, or it's not something that you should take with defense in pride, is something shameful and is something disgusting. That is just the honest truth. You people go to TV station on daily basis to lie and to tell Nigerians what this government and what this government has not done. Posterity will never be kind to you, because this is what you are bringing. You are putting the name of Nigeria into disrepute. We've gotten it worse already in global scheme of things, and to make matters worse, you guys are complicating and making things difficult for us. How would you assume that, or how would you come to even defend somebody who is the president of the country, yet he doesn't have a primary and secondary school certificate? Nobody knows that there are no trace of his classmate, no trace of his dad, no trace of whatsoever. Nobody knows where he comes from. All they go about is lying and telling lies. And to cap it all, the leadership of the Catholic went to visit him to tell him the truth and to tell him the reality of what Nigerians are facing, the reality of the common man on the street. But guess what? His supporters and media dogs had to come to the TV station to insult and to ridicule these men of God. Shame on you, Daniel Bola, and shame on you, all these top APC goons that comes to defend this administration for what not. This is not the kind of country we want to build. This is not the kind of country we want to live for our children, because if we continue like this, tell me, who is going to respect Nigeria? Who is going to even see us as a serious country? There is nobody going to see us as a serious country. Instead of taking the message, instead of doing the right thing, and instead you yourself, you know the right thing, and you know that this administration has done far worse than every other administration, than the previous administration, but you don't want to take it. You don't want. And the very thing that even annoys me the most is the very fact that this administration were the pioneer of criticism against the previous administration, especially for the administration of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. They criticized his government, and the same person that is speaking out to the Cardinal Neocon visited Goodluck Jonathan and he lambasted him during his tenure, and when things were not going right. He spoke to him during Buhari's tenure. They still went to him to meet him, but under Tinubu's tenure, the same man is saying the same thing. And when the country is far worse off, and now they are trying to denigrate the man, they are trying to insult the man. You guys cannot take criticism. This is shameless. You guys are just shameless, and you guys are just unbelievable. That's just what I have to tell you guys. And for those ones defending this government, defending the fact that the president doesn't have a primary school certificate and a secondary school certificate, well, posterity will never be kind on you.